Alright, so yeah, welcome to Medabots episode 8, the mermaid episode.
Yeah.
The one where we find a mermaid and we're like, wow, we have to help them by listen, welcome to the Anispective cast. If you just order delivery food for someone else and force them to pay for it, you're just the worst. I will not be your friend if you do that.
I'm okay with how it's used in this episode though.
Oh man, that's like a moral evil that should not be crossed.
Nah, it's fine. In this particular instance, he deserved it.
I'm just like, it's so goofy looking this because of course this is like, yeah, this is like delivery before like DoorDash or whatever, who we are not sponsored by. Don't use them unless you want to.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, it's weird to see like the delivery people go to the door and the first response isn't like, who are you, what, and it is open the door.
There's no time for who are you, what, because they all come charging through the gates.
Yeah, that didn't make the most sense, but it's so funny though.
It's such a funny scene.
God. Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, this
So
episode, yeah.
plot of this episode, Icky and Erica have summer homework that they have to do. And they're just like, okay, let's go look at meta fighters. What do they do in their daily lives and report on that or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, it's boring.
Isn't there a thing where it's like, what's her name, Kikuhime or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah. Kikuhime is like seemingly looking at like an entry form or like an advertisement for like a meta battler like beauty pageant kind of thing.
Yeah. It's like, oh, alright, huh. Yeah, I didn't think she'd be into that, but okay.
Yeah, it's subverting expectations or whatever. The tomboyish leader of like a gang or whatever is like, oh, wants to join a beauty pageant or whatever. And they're like spying on her and she's looking at it and she like chases them off.
This show kind of once again being surprisingly good at writing female characters and surprisingly expected when writing female robots.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
It's like we have 4 female robots at this point, and half of them are heel girls.
Brass is a fighter.
Brass is a fighter, Saint Nurse is a healer, Peppercat's a fighter, and like Pure Mermaid is also a healer.
Right, okay, yeah.
It is exactly 50-50.
Hey, I think that's fair.
Oh man. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
But yeah. Yeah, they it cuts to Icky and Erica, Medabots, and Brass heading down to the park where Ivanoi and the yellow guy. I forgot his name.
Yeah, what was his name? It's yeah, Kagamiyama. Yeah.
They're doing like the watermelon splitting thing with like Cyan Dog. And then like he hits it with the stick and it deflates and it's like, oh, it's a balloon. Kagamiyama is like, man, I wish we were actually at the beach with a real watermelon doing this.
From the episodes we've seen, is this the only time Cyan Dog has actually intentionally hit something?
Yes, and maybe also the first time he's spoken?
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember him talking before.
Or does he even talk in this episode? Even if he doesn't, he talks in the next one.
Yeah, that's gonna be real interesting. This one's more fun, yeah. Cause it's like, alright,
yeah, they hear them spying on them and they chase them off. And it's like, okay, well, this is boring. We gotta find something else to do.
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm just now realizing there's an N on the metal. Is that for normal metal as opposed to rare metal?
or north to indicate that's the way it's supposed to go in.
Is it? Does Medabots have an R on it? I never actually thought about it.
I don't know. Hold on.
Maybe metal. Yeah, because that might. No, his has a B on. Okay, what's the N for then?
Well, B is for beetle, I would assume.
What is N in relationship to mermaids?
Medabots metal types.
Is it like it might actually be like a rank descriptor? Because I just looked up Medabot Mel's and there's ones with like A's on them. And there's like E. Yeah, it might just be like a ranking, I guess.
All right, Medabot types: speed, power, sniper, hunter, technique, protect, guard, recovery, reduce, assist, change, and random. Never mind. None of those begin with an N. In the anime.
I'm seeing VABCJNSV. I don't know, man. It probably means something. That'll be something I have to keep an eye out for now, because, yeah, they go through to, like, ZC... No, wait, that's DeviantArt. Alright, never mind. That's non-canon. Yeah. What does the N mean?
What does it mean?
What does it mean? Because it's not support. Support would be, like, S. And maybe, like, B would be Babbler, but, yeah. I don't know, I got nothing. Huh. Maybe if I, like, actually look up the page. Alright, whatever. Can you just keep this going on? Just, like, you know...
Yeah, we don't know. Like... it... Okay, I have the mermaid metal wiki page, and it's just like next to the image it has letter, and then underneath it says in, and it doesn't say what the in stands for. Whatever.
Well, attribute compatibility. Alright, this does not explain much. Yeah, what is attribute? As far as attributes are simplified. Alright, it's like defense, this. I don't think any start within. Oh, wait a second. Maybe it is the attribute. Because there's an attribute that's called nothing.
Huh.
So yeah, maybe this means they have no particular, like, specialization.
Oh, wait. Okay, this seems like a speculative thing for the letter. The top segment may have a letter or a symbol, an opening that shows the right side to fit them into the MetaWatch and possibly the Medabot 2, or a slot for Medallia, whatever that is.
Okay, but what does the N mean?
I might mean north, like I thought.
But then why Smubby's a B?
I don't know.
Is that for Borth?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, this is gonna bug me now. I do not understand Medabots.
Also, I think from what I'm reading, the little gem in the center is what a Medallia is.
Huh.
No,
I won't, but I'm very tempted to just make the thumbnail just this image with a red circle around the N and just be like, yo, in MS Paint, what does it mean?
Go for it.
I can't. That'd do horribly, but would be really, really funny though. Oh man. If I can't think of anything better, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, they're walking by the riverbank and Medabi finds a Medabot medal.
Yeah, technically a Medabot just without a body.
Yeah, which we very much more so figure out how that works in this world where the metal can essentially talk to you if you put it in a Metawatch.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But still connected to the body, so I'm like, okay, transport the body over. And they try it, and it's out of range, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's a range limit. Putting a metal into your Metawatch when you have an active Metabot doesn't mess anything up. That's good.
Good to know, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a mermaid Metabot named
Yeah.
I forgot her name.
Pure mermaid.
That's the type. That's her Metabot type. She actually has a name
Oh, right, yeah,
that they
she
refer
does.
to her as.
Crap,
But I can't
forget.
remember. I can't remember what it is.
Oh, well, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Cause, like, yeah, we're like, oh yeah, Pure Mermaid is like a healer, and she's the most beautiful female Metabot. And we see him, and it's like, no, man, it just looks like a robot. It looks like a robot with robo boobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's whatever, she's like a thing, and Mabi immediately just falls for her. And the episode becomes like, okay, let's go through a bunch of, like, really logical bits of, like, deductive reasoning to be like, okay, how do we, like, find the Medabot's body and reunite them with their owner? And it's like, okay, well, like, the Mel fell out when, like, the Medabot hit a bump in, like, the back of the truck, and it just sort of, like, fell out onto the roadside. So it's like, okay. So step one, it's like, alright, what does the Mel know? Can we, like, maybe there's a
Whoa,
clue
what the heck?
there. What?
Your audio just like died there for a second, but it seems normal again.
That's weird. But yeah, it's like, what do they know? What are they doing, We should, like, go check out their house, see if we can find clues there. They don't know where they are going, but they know where they've been. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, the mermaid Metabot's name is Hijiki.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah, so
they're trying to piece together where they've gone. They go to their previous residence and find that there's a crap load of mail stuck out of their mailbox.
Yeah. Which doesn't seem that helpful, and they, like, try asking the neighbor, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't know where they went to either. They just left one day. They're not paying their rent. They just left. They just
owe me
ditched
6 months
towns.
of rent.
Yeah.
I wish I knew where they were too.
And they're like, okay, well, maybe one of these letters has a clue. So they check out the letter, leads them to a freaking loan shark who's like, oh, you know those guys? Alright, well, hey, like, get them in here. They got debts to pay. It's
they owe
like,
me money.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, I guess I know why they skipped town now. Man, I just love the freaking design of this guy. That just turns into a different show for a bit. Is this friggin', like, old school friggin' 80s, like, Gundam ass?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Jeez.
super serious loan shark man.
It also looks like
And
he'd
they're
be
just-
someone at Get a Robo or something,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, and so through the interactions with people that they're finding, it's like, okay, clearly they just left town.
Yeah, they're gone.
They owe a lot of money, so they left.
They probably did not tell anyone in town where they're going. They're just out there. So So it's like, okay, well, plan 3, maybe we should follow where the truck was going and try to retrace the steps, Maybe we can get an idea of, like, what direction they're headed, like, maybe figure out a save from there. Maybe we can, like, find some clue, maybe something else fell off the truck or something. It's like, I just really like this a lot, because, alright, it's very methodical, it's, like, very, like, logical, normal steps that, like, someone would reasonably think of to be like, okay, how do we figure this out? What do we have to work with here? Let's, like, exhaust our options.
Yep. I think at this point, Brass gives up her body so that Hijiki can, like, look around and, like, actually help them search.
Yeah, but more importantly, so Mabi can fawn over the female robot.
Which is kind of weird because she's in, like, his friend's body.
Listen, I'm glad we addressed the Ship of Theseus problem early, because the weirdness of that is never gonna go away.
Yeah, I mean,
we have taken out your brain and put someone else inside of your body, and you're not the same person.
Yeah, the metal is the Medabot.
Yeah.
Also, Medabi fell in love from her voice alone.
Yes. If nothing else, at least it's like implied Mabi's into her personality. Or her voice, one or the other, but probably her personality, yeah. I hope.
I don't know, it just seems to me like he thinks she sounds cute.
That could probably it, actually. But yeah, at least that takes some of the weirdness off, I guess. I should mention, this is one of the episodes I checked out bits of the dub for, because there's just a random joke in this episode that is just untranslatable. Just absolutely untranslatable.
Not sure.
Pickpocketing, which is Nekobaba, is the act of pick up somebody's lost property and keep it for oneself, which is a word that can be read as Neko and Baba, which is cat and old lady, which comes from cats' tendency to steal things they don't own and then bury them, but it has nothing to actually do with old ladies. It's just a play on words, and they have a whole sequence explaining this. And I was like, okay, what does the dub do to explain this crap? And the answer is they just cut it out.
I mean, that makes sense.
They replace it with nothing.
It makes sense. If there's no way to translate it in a way that anyone's gonna get, just get rid of it.
I want to ask you, which episode of the English dub do you think this is?
Probably not 8.
Were you thinking as far down as 32? I don't know if Pure Mermaid comes back or not. That's not giving me a lot of hope for her returning anytime soon.
What the heck? And, like, so the weird thing is, my thought of, like, yeah, let's watch Medabots, I remember really liking it. My memories are from, like, watching the dub and thinking it was good. So it's just like, what in the world?
That's another thing. It's like the freaking no, you know what? No, I can't talk about it right now. I'll get to it. We'll get to it. Cause, like, yeah. So they
basically they follow the path the truck was going, and they just walk down the road until they reach the Japanese countryside.
Yeah, they just keep going.
Yeah, and they find a little girl who is Hijiki's human partner.
Heck yeah.
I forgot the little girl's name.
Whatever, doesn't matter, just the partner. And they're like, oh, she was also retracing the steps to find you, so she knows where they're going and where the body might be, and they follow that, which leads them to the place I want to sort of semi-affectionately call Fort Weeb.
I think the little girl's name was Yuzu.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they basically tell her to like, okay, just wait here. We'll go find Tajiki's body. And it's like, oh, it's being held in this like castle.
This castle manned by a hardcore otaku who has just straight up like just taken the mermaid body. And he doesn't have a medal in it. It's not even like, or he just has it in like a tank.
Yeah,
he just got it in a weirdo tank.
Yeah, it seems like he just collects Medabot bodies to display.
Yeah, they are his like freaking Gunpla, but they are bigger. Which honestly is very on brand for Gunpla.
Yeah, which is fine on its own until he steals, or I guess he found the body, but still, upon hearing the owners came for it, he should have been like, okay, yeah, but he's like, no, it's mine, and so yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said the writers are really good about stuff like this. My immediate thought was, okay, put Hishiki's medal into the Metawatch and transfer the body.
Yeah, the entire time, like, oh, transport her out.
Yeah, and the answer to that is there is like an electric current running through the display case or something that like blocks the signal from the Metawatch, and I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, jams the signal. It's like, all right, we have to physically get her back now.
Yeah. I really appreciate that I had a thought and the writers were like, yeah, we thought of that.
Yeah. This is like, it's surprisingly well written episode as far as like the logical, like, through lines go. Because they took a bit to like, reveal that solution, but they did give us the solution. Where it's like, do the thing. And it's like, oh, we can't because of this. And all right, yeah, they thought about it. Yeah.
Yeah, the characters aren't stupid. They bring it up.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, oh yeah, just transport it. And then the otaku guy's like, no, I can't do that.
Can't do that. That won't work. I'll just keep her in a glass case and just observe forever.
And so so basically they get ejected from like the big mansion. And it's like, oh man, what do? We can't climb back over the wall. He's got like these defenses and everything. And Erica's just like, I've got a plan. And she whips out her cell phone. And I was like, okay, she's gonna call the police. No.
Better.
She calls every food place that delivers that she can think of and orders stupid amounts of food to this guy's house with the most manic look on her face the whole time.
I had to get this one.
Yeah, I love her. She's great.
Like, why is this show so good about? Like, this is in like the 90s. This is absurd. It's so good at handling its female characters and giving them like personality and like things to do. They're like fun and entertaining.
Erica is an absolute gremlin. I love it.
Yeah. It feels like they're all kind of absolute gremlins, and it's great.
Yeah. That seems to be kind of the design writing philosophy or whatever. Is like everybody's kind of crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fun. It's fun because of it.
Oh man, I do want to point out that it's like the dub cab, like it just lessens the scene because in the sub they have this really like goofy music that plays over this, and the dub they swap out this music that's like way more heroic, and it's like, oh yeah, we've got this, let's get him. And it's like, all right, that's not as fun. I don't think that's as good.
It's not as fun, but I think it also could kind of work. It's like this heroic music playing over like this absolutely messed up thing she's doing.
Whatever you're thinking in your head isn't nearly as funny as you want to be. It's not nearly as funny as it actually is in the show.
Yeah, like I said, I thought she was going to call the cops.
Man.
It's like, no, that makes too much sense.
just at least with the fun dub line of like, oh yeah, hard pizzas, hey, burger place, give you 50 burgers, oh yeah, wherever you're selling, give us lots of it, and she just moves on to the next place.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that she's not giving them an address or anything. It's just like, okay, whatever, we can hand wave it. It's funnier this way.
Oh man, it makes perfect sense. It's like, yeah, they still just like
just this army of delivery guys just charging down the road and burst into his house, and it's like they use that as their way in.
It's the army of guys on bikes and cars. There's a dude with a giant tanuki, and they just barge in. It's so much funnier than it should be.
So good.
It's like, Erica, what the crap have you done? What have you done?
She did the right thing is what she did.
She's a hero.
But yeah, they charge in and they go into the display room, and it's like, okay, we're gonna rescue her. And then Otaku guy like reveals himself behind a wall, and it's like, I knew you'd make it here or whatever. And it's like, yeah, give back her body. And it's like, oh, you Metabe's like, yeah, give back Hijiki's body. And it's like, oh, you're an older model. Okay, I'll battle you for the body, and if you lose, I get to keep you.
I will defeat you with my Taraba Karaba.
Yeah.
My Taraba Krabba.
Yeah, did you get a picture of it?
Yes.
All right.
Which is just... It is a mech, alright.
Oh, you didn't get, like, the text, like, explaining it or anything?
Wait, which text?
Like, whenever a new Medabot shows up, there's, like, a text overlay with, like, its initials and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, this was, like... Alright, I should have probably got the initial, because this one actually is really funny. Because this one is CLB for crab.
Yep. I saw that, and then I thought about it, and it was like, oh, no.
Oh, yeah. It's really, really good.
Look, they're trying.
CLW? No, wait, it's like CLA is calamari and CLB is crab. I should mention this thing's parts are: head is gun crab, the right arm is decoy crab, left arm is mentioned as real crab, despite being the small one, and the legs are side jump, which honestly makes about as much sense as anything else.
I mean, it could be that the big arm is there to be like a big distraction, but the small one is the dangerous one. Never mind that in the show he attacks exclusively with the big one.
Yeah, I'd assume that the big arm is the real crab, but it just isn't listed as such.
So yeah, Medabees starts trying to fight it at close range for some reason.
Yeah, Medabe just goes in and he's motivated. He's got that testosterone flowing. He's gotta do this for his girl. And he runs in and he gets punched in the face, and the crab starts just boxing the shit out of him. And he's like, oh crap, I'm too close to use guns.
Yeah, Icky's is like, why did you think you could beat it in like a melee confrontation? And Medabe's just like, do you have it like a strategy or not?
Yeah. I love Icky's strategy of just like, well, I mean, it's a crab, so maybe it can only move sideways.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, I'll just run in front of it. And then it starts running forward, and Medabe's like, nope, it can run forward.
But it's a crab.
It's also a robot. It's not constrained to the limitations of a real world crab.
It's just really funny. It's really funny.
But yeah, in all the commotion and the fighting, Medabe like shoots the the thing holding Hijiki's body, and it's like, oh, now's our chance to put her metal back into her body, and then they do, and she
Yeah.
gets up, and it, like, the actual Hijiki in her body is like, go Medabi, get him or whatever. It's like, I hope you win, and he's like, yeah, I got this.
I really love the like skilling of the series because it's like Medabi is clearly really powerful. Like he takes 1,000,000 punches to the face and he's not defeated, but it's like hurting him. But then it's like, oh, he just gets the upper hand and he just gets one good shot off and just does the thing, you know? Like, Medabi's strong, but he doesn't feel that, like, overpowered, because there's always, like, a chance for him to actually, like, lose, you know? They have to do something to turn the tables.
It could be literally that, like, Medabi, who has a powerful, like, rare metal, is constrained by his old model.
I mean, maybe, yeah. That seems very possible.
Yeah,
Medabi's
like,
biggest weakness might be his, like, actual body.
yeah, his out-of-date body.
Which means, like, imagine if you took Medabi and you just replaced the guns, right?
Yeah, or you just buy, like, an entire new set of armor, and it's like, this is, like, the newest gun, like, beetle gun type, but it's like, all right, Medabi is unstoppable now.
They do say Cyan Dog is really good at sniping. Well, if you just gave him that gun. What if, though?
If you just transferred the parts, sure. I think there'd be a problem if it was the entire body. Well, ooh, excuse me. Actually, that's kind of a thing. That's kind of a thing that we'll get into the next episode more, but...
Yeah. Because compatibility seems a bit more specific than I'd expect.
Yeah, it seems like a animal typing matching is kind of important, but not as important as the part types themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because jumping ahead to the entire next episode, Cyan Dog is revealed to be to have a metal that is better at close range fighting. And Medabi, Icky and Medabi lend Cyan Dog the crab Medabot's arm. And it's like he fights quote unquote better with it.
Isn't there like, did Medabi get a physical attacking part at some point?
The crab arm.
I mean, yeah, but other than that, right?
I mean, yeah,
I'm trying to think through his wins, and yeah, he won parts back, beat Blackmail. Maybe got something from Megafint. Yuchi-chan didn't really go much. He was getting the thing back.
Did he get the shield from Megafint?
He might have gotten a shield. I forget specifically. He got Bankran's legs. Didn't fight Digmole. Didn't fight that. He got Void from Mystiga. Yeah, I guess he does have a melee part then, does he? Not until now, at least.
Yeah, I guess Medabi's been mostly getting ranged weapons, which is good for him.
I know I got the missile launcher at some point, but I think it said they traded it away, if I remember right.
Yeah, they traded it, or they gave it back to Ibanoi because he bought it.
Yeah, they never used it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be garbage anyways.
Oh, man. That'd be really funny, though.
Yeah. But continuing on with this episode, how does Medabi beat him? Does he just shoot him a bunch?
Yeah, he just, like, starts shooting him a bunch, you know, knocks him back, and he just missiles him. It's like pure mermaid is just cheering him on. And she's like, yeah, you can do it for me, Medabi. And he's like, yeah. Goofily, like, in the dub, they have, like, they change it. In the dub, they really downplay the romance.
I bet.
Because instead, she's like, oh, yeah, you've got this. You do your best, you know. She's like, oh, he's right there. He's right where you want him. And Medabi's like, yeah, let's go. And there's a line where
she's
she
offering strategic advice.
Yeah, there is a line where she's like says something like, "Yeah, you've got this," and Medabots like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you." He says something like, I'm trying to remember exactly how I phrase this. He says like, "Well, I guess tonight's ladies' night." It's like, what?
I don't even dislike Medabots' voice actor in the dub. In fact, I think he's great.
It's pretty good.
There's like an entire different character depending on his voice actor. Like it's so crazy.
It's so wild.
Psst. What? Oh my god, you stupid cat.
Oh man. But yeah, they beat what the fuck is this thing's name again?
Crab.
Tarabacrabba. They beat Tarabacrabba. Like they get Pure Mermaid back. And the otaku guy's just on the ground crying, and Pure Mermaid's like, "No, it's okay, yo. You'll find another rod to love as much as me, and you'll make friends with them too." And he's just on the ground, just loses crap as Mum. He's trying to pull him off of her. As they're going by, like he's just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm taking your like crab's arm." And Erica's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, like, I like just use your money to pay for the pizzas or whatever."
Yeah, yeah. The bill for all the food is up front.
Bye. Yeah. Bye. You kind of deserved it. Man, this is gonna be doubly hard for him, because not only does he have to replace that part, and has to pay for all the food, and he's gonna be extra money. And I mean, collecting all those robots can't be like cheap.
I mean, he seems to do good for himself regardless of buying all those Medabots. But yeah,
man.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bit more of a positive ending, because she's like, yeah, like give all this love you've shown me to like a specific like Medabot partner, and like forge a bond and whatever. And he's like nodding or whatever, like, yeah, he understands or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, this character is basically what Karen or Karn or whatever. It's played completely straight as the like, sort of like Shrine Maiden-esque, like, oh, pure-hearted, like, female, like, supportive type, as opposed to how Karen's played, where she's just, like, doing the thing, but really oblivious and hilarious about it.
Yeah, kind of makes sense. The character, like, type, and, like, her robot model is literally pure mermaid. It's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Gotta be the supportive healer.
But yeah, they recover Hijiki's body and return her to Yuzu.
Yeah. And they just leave a message and go.
Yeah, they leave a letter in the tree. It's like, well, since we're like skipping town with my dad, yeah, bye. And they don't leave an address or anything. And Medabots is left to call out Hijiki's name from a cliff as like it fades to black or whatever.
Man, this is a good episode.
It's really good. Really fun.
Lots of fun gags. Fairly well run, surprisingly. Just, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, man.
I like when Icky is faced with like a newer Medabot, and it's just like, I don't know how to fight this thing.
Yeah, they mention this as like a newer model, and I mean, it does feel about right. This feels like it's one of the stronger things he's fought so far.
Yeah, seems fast and strong.
Yeah, don't feel like it's quite as powerful as Similodon, I'd imagine, but it's really up there, it feels like.
Yeah. Also, what's Mr. Referee show up in? Does he like pop out of like a takeout box?
Yeah,
or
he
something?
pops out
like
of a sushi box.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, it just rolls into the thing. Yeah, he just pops out of it sideways. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm here to do the thing." It's like fantastic.
Yeah, It's pretty good.
Oh man.